All right, let's talk about one of the most legendary characters ever, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. You've probably seen him everywhere, in movies, anime, video games, but his original story is from this epic 16th century Chinese novel, Journey to the West. And let me tell you, it's an incredible story of rebellion, raw power, and a pretty surprising path to enlightenment. I mean, think about it. He was born from a rock, took on the gods themselves, and became an absolute legend. His story is this amazing redemption arc. It's not just about a hero getting stronger. It's about this chaotic, unstoppable force of nature figuring out what it truly means to have a purpose. It's a journey from pure ego to enlightenment.
So, where does a legend like this even start? Well, you can forget a normal childhood. His story kicks off on a mystical island, and his origin immediately tells you he's not like anyone or anything else.
And what's just mind-blowing is how fast he levels up. First, he's born from a magic rock. Then, almost right away, he proves he's the bravest by jumping through this huge waterfall, and bam, he's crowned the handsome Monkey King. But then he starts to fear he might die someday, so he seeks out a master and learns all this crazy magic, including how to become immortal. And he's still not done. He goes down to the Dragon King's palace at the bottom of the ocean and nabs his famous weapon, a 17,000-pound iron pillar that can shrink down to the size of a needle. In almost no time at all, this guy becomes a cosmic-level powerhouse. So what do you do when you're basically invincible and have an ego the size of a planet? You go pick a fight with the biggest guys around. And for Sun Wukong, that meant taking on the entire divine order of heaven. You see, heaven tried to calm him down by giving him a job. The job? Keeper of the stables. Yeah, a stable boy. He was so insulted, so he doesn't just quit, he goes back home and gives himself a brand new title, one that was a total slap in the face to the Jade Emperor, the ruler of heaven. He declared himself the great sage equal to heaven. The sheer audacity is just, wow. And he was just getting started. He gatecrashes a huge royal banquet, eats all the sacred peaches of immortality, and chugs down these pills of longevity. When heaven sends its army of 100,000 warriors, he beats every last one of them. They even try to execute him, but nope, he's already immortal, like 5 times over. They throw him into a divine furnace for 49 days, thinking that'll do it. But he just pops out even stronger, with brand new fiery eyes that can see through any disguise. He was, quite literally, uncontrollable. Okay, so heaven is in total chaos. They've thrown everything they have at this monkey and nothing's worked. They're desperate, so they make the call to the highest power there is, the Buddha himself, who shows up to finally deal with the Monkey King. But here's the brilliant part. The Buddha doesn't come out swinging. He's way smarter than that. He proposes a simple bet. He asks Sun Wukong, this guy who can travel thousands of miles in a single leap, if he can escape the palm of his hand. Wukong just laughs. How could he possibly lose? It sounded too easy. So he takes off, flying faster than a shooting star. He flies and flies until he gets to what he thinks is the literal edge of the universe, 5 giant pillars holding up the sky. To prove he was there, he writes his name on the middle pillar, and in one last act of defiance, he relieves himself at the base. When he zips back to gloat, the Buddha just calmly shows him his hand, and there, on his middle finger, is Sun Wukong's writing. The 5 pillars were just the Buddha's fingers all along. He had never even left his palm. In that single jaw-dropping moment, Sun Wukong's massive ego is completely shattered. He learns that all his power is nothing compared to the boundless nature of true enlightenment. And with that, the age of rebellion is officially over. Now the long, hard road to redemption begins. His punishment was designed to teach him the 2 things he lacked most: patience and humility. The Buddha turns his hand into a mountain, trapping the Monkey King right underneath it. And he stays there for 500 years. 500 years. Stuck with nothing to do but reflect on his arrogance. His unstoppable physical power was finally contained, which forced him to look inward for the first time in his life. After half a millennium, he gets his chance. He's offered freedom, but there's a catch. He has to become a disciple and a bodyguard for this gentle monk named Tang Sanzong on a dangerous journey to India. And to make sure he behaves, they put a golden headband on him. If he steps out of line, the monk just has to chant a phrase and it causes him unbearable pain. His power is finally being tied to a higher purpose.
This journey becomes the very thing that forges a new being out of the old rebel. It's on this long pilgrimage that Sun Wukong finally completes his transformation and achieves his true destiny.
And this journey is no walk in the park. They have to face a grand total of 81 trials, mostly fighting off all sorts of demons who want to eat the monk. And through every single one, Sun Wukong uses his incredible power, not for his own glory, but to protect his master and their mission. He's finally learning loyalty, discipline, and even compassion. When you look at the before and after, the transformation is just stunning. He starts as the great sage equal to heaven, arrogant, independent, a one-man wrecking crew. But by the end, through all that service and sacrifice, he earns a new title, Victorious Fighting Buddha. He's no longer fighting against heaven. He's fighting for enlightenment itself. His journey has truly come full circle. And that's the beautiful symbolism of his character. Sun Wukong isn't just a monkey. He really represents the monkey mind, that restless, chaotic, ego-driven part that's inside all of us. His story shows that this wild energy doesn't need to be destroyed. It just needs to be channeled and disciplined for a greater good. So, it leaves us with this final thought. Sun Wukong had nearly infinite power right from the beginning, but he only found true wisdom when he was forced to serve something bigger than his own ego. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is real strength about how much power you can get, or is it about how well you learn to wield it?